Hey, it's Jacob, back with another matchup video. Haven't done it in a while. This matchup video is going to be Birdie versus F.A.N.G. I did not realize that I haven't done a video on F.A.N.G yet, or with Birdie. So, I feel like this matchup is kind of, it is a little bit in Birdie's favor, but F.A.N.G still has, you know, good frame traps, good zoning to keep Birdie out. It is kind of hard for Birdie to get in on F.A.N.G. But one thing I will tell you is that you mainly want to build your V-trigger in this matchup, but there are ways to get through his attacks and certain things you need to know to understand this matchup better. Alright, first I'm gonna go over like basic zoning with F.A.N.G. So this right here, you want to always throw it in the can in general, but if you can predict if he's gonna throw down smoke, you can chain him out of the smoke to bring him close to you, so you can set him up. You can do any chain you want, it doesn't matter. You know, if you want to keep him away, you don't really want to keep him away because then he just goes back to his defense and stuff. But you obviously want to try your luck at, you know, mixing him up after catching him. He does have a 4 frame, so on 0, which is the heavy kick, if he blocks, you will trade with your light buttons because you both have 4 frames, so you'll trade on 0. So that's how it's either you're gonna trade or you're gonna get countered. So it's very it can be ambiguous, but most of the time a good player is gonna always make sure that he doesn't let you counter it. And you know, mash jab is not a bad thing if you know you can't do it at that point, obviously. Alright, that's why you space out the heavy kick, like I say in my other videos with Birdie. Alright, so going back to, you can obviously chain the poison balls as well. Problem with the poison balls, you can't really react. You have to preemptively know that he's gonna throw them out. That's the problem with the poison balls. At least with the smoke. Now if he throws the smoke out, you can kind of just, it's hard for him to jump you, because the poison smoke on the floor is a little more slower on recovery than the startup on the fireballs, because startup on the fireballs is pretty quick. So you try to react, you know, with the chain right as he does it, he's gonna hit you with the smoke ball. You can't just react. You know, you can't just see it and, you know, react. You're not gonna hit him, basically. It's just hard. Any smoke balls, you're not gonna hit him, unless if he does light one, then you just got lucky. Basically, he just didn't do the right one, and you caught him. I mean, it's not a bad idea to always throw the chain out if he attempts to go for certain things. So if you know a F.A.N.G that jumps on your, you know, your chain, then that's when you have to decide to do something different. So if he does throw the smoke down, you have to throw an air chain. I mean, if he tries to jump, my bad. If he tries to jump, you're gonna be throwing the air chain to counter him. F.A.N.G that's trying to jump in on your normal chain. So after the smoke, he can't jump. So for F.A.N.G players that jump, you can't throw it out. It's not a bad thing to throw it out, because even if he's committing to the other, you know, setup, you know, just getting hit by 2 smoke balls not gonna really do anything bad to you. The most you get off of that, if he hits you, is he can't really get too much off of you, and that's the point of throwing down the can before the setup. So if you throw in the can before the setup, at least if he throws down if he throws his poison balls or whatever he does, he's going to be stopped by the can. So he can't convert off of any of his attacks. You don't want F.A.N.G to convert off of his poison balls. That's the whole point of having the can down while he's trying to set up. That's the point of having the can down, it's just creating some, like, you know, warning for the F.A.N.G player. Oh, I can't, you know, do, you know, 2 main things risky, because at that point he's either gonna jump or he's gonna block. If he blocks and he's back into the neutral, you can't do anything. You can't convert off of your poison, off of his poison balls. So that's the point of having the can down. So he's basically like stuffed out. And he's basically gonna go for something risky. If he does attempt to jump, then do be ready for the jump, obviously. Yep. Alright. What else? I mean, if he's going for the regular frame trap, then you know having the can down does help too. But for F.A.N.G trying to convert basically off of the balls, so if you attempt to block the the poison balls, he can't convert and put you back into pressure. That's what I mean by converting from the poison balls. Even on block, he can convert and put pressure on you. And he puts you into more plus block strings and you can't really do anything. You try to press a button, nothing will work. You're in block stun. And then you have to guess which side he's gonna end up on as well. So that's another thing you have to watch out for. Alright. That's why you have the can down. I mean, he can convert, he can go through the can with the EX. It's just that he's gonna spend meter now. So if you throw the can down a little too late, you have to be a little careful. Yeah, you have to be careful. He has to spend meter basically. And if you do catch him a little late, like if you're a little late on it, then you're gonna have to like preemptively jump. You're trying to catch him doing that. So if you want to take that out, you can neutral jump it. You can neutral. Sometimes it'll cross out, sometimes it won't, so you gotta always be ready for that. You gotta be ready. Alright. So then you want to get that can down as early as possible before he... Sometimes he'll throw smoke out first so you don't throw your can out. So when that happens, you have a little bit of room to throw, to eat a donut. So that's when building up your V-trigger really matters, because when you're in V-trigger, you are very effective against F.A.N.G. It's not like crazy effective, but it makes it a lot easier to go through his block strings, you know, to armor stuff, and just it's easier just to deal with stuff once you're in V-trigger, basically. It's a lot easier. You don't need to spend meter or risk spending meter with hard reads to get the job done. Alright. Oh yeah, that's another thing I need to go over for the can. So the can, F.A.N.G can Sotoja the can basically. So a lot of birdies have bad habit of walking forward. First, the EX Sotoja is not hold on. Alright. So the EX Sotoja is not punishable. It's not punishable on block. It is -3 on block. So you can't punish him, but you can, like, it's your turn to pressure him because it is right before the that minus where the move is punishable basically. So you can't punish that at all. So just if you don't think so, sure I am. Can't punish it. Nothing punishes it. Alright, so and it's good for basically, you know, birdies who throw in the can and try to do too much off of it. I might have to set up a little better than that. Alright, there you go. I mean, that's kind of a good, it's not a really good example, it's kind of what happens, but it's hard to set up well. See, hopefully that's a better timing. It's hard to time it, honestly. Alright, that's a better example. So F.A.N.G can hit you. You know, a lot of birds have a bad habit of just walking forward when they throw in the can. You know, they think that the can really does that much for them. Like, it's not a freaking wall. You're not walking behind a brick wall. You're walking with a little tiny can. It's literally a can. It might seem like it is like a, you know, a crazy thing. It's just a little can. You know, obviously you trip over, you get it's plus on block and all that stuff, but the thing is that it's not a brick wall, so don't try to just walk behind it or dash behind it, because a lot of characters can hit you, you know, like F.A.N.G just did. Like Yuri can headbutt, F.A.N.G can do that. So the Sotoja move, without EX, it's very punishable. It goes from like -9 to -11. So it's very weird. The medium one is -9, and then the other two, light and heavy, are -11. So it's kind of weird that the medium is -9. I don't really understand that, but they're all very punishable with the same attack. You do medium punch, medium bullhead. Alright. So that's you know, getting rid of the tutorial. Don't be too just don't think that the cannon's a brick wall for the Birdie players. Don't just start running behind it like crazy and stuff like that. You don't want to. I understand you want to get that pressure, but don't be too, you know. That's mainly just to stop him from trying to do too much. It's gonna be kind of a lame game, and waiting for your opponent to make a mistake and just playing very lame against a good F.A.N.G player. Force him to want to try to, you know, get in on you and you punish him. So his jumping is very weird, so you might get hit by some, you know, awkward jump-ins. His jumping is very slow. Sometimes you have to wait a while. You know, you're caught waiting too long, you anti a little early, you get hit by the heavy punch. That happens a lot. Just gotta practice. Alright, now let's go over his frame traps. So his frame traps are very good against Birdie. Any 4-frame character has to kind of hold some of his frame traps. So that frame trap right there, you can't press a button against. So try and press the button, it will not work. Nothing. You get counter hit. It's hard for F.A.N.G to confirm off of the crouch and medium punch. He can go into the light smoke, but it's risky because I can super him if he goes to the smoke. He can throw it out just to get farther away from me, but he can still pressure me. After the medium punch, he is minus on block, so you have to be very careful with that. I believe it's minus on block. But you can't press anything after that, I doubt it. Let me just make sure. Alright. Yeah, this is minus, yeah. You can't press anything. Alright, so the only thing that he can't do is do jab into heavy punch. He can't do jab into heavy punch. If he tries to go for that, you can easily interrupt him. That's the one that becomes like guess game. Is he gonna go for the heavy punch? Is he gonna go for the crouch and medium punch? You know, do you want to take a little bit of damage, you know, to get that counter hit off of him? So you get a good setup off him after, unless he back rows. So it becomes a little different. So it's very like risk based. Well, that's another thing I want to go over. When it goes into smoke, so. I mean, if you do let F.A.N.Gs do that, like, you don't want them to throw out the heavy punch into smoke in general. You know, you don't want that to happen. You want to hit them before they get jabbed into heavy punch. But some F.A.N.Gs still could throw it out from a certain range. Yeah, Birdie has good range on his light kick, so it's easier to do that against him. But if he does attempt to go for the smoke after the heavy punch, you know, like, let's say you are attempting to block because you don't know if he's gonna go into crouch and medium punch, you know, hold your bullhorn and then punish him. I hold heavy, yeah. With that block string, you have enough time to hold it. So it's very good against F.A.N.G. And you can still tech too while you're holding heavy. That's the good part about holding heavy. That's the point, so that you can tech grabs. You cancel the V trigger to get, you know, damage without having to spend your critical art. Or you get just more damage. If you have V-trigger, you get more damage. Alright, that's a lot of damage. Wow, okay. So any smoke cancel, heavy smoke cancel, it is bullhorn. Bullhorn all the way. Just use bullhorn. A lot of people wondering, like, the bullhorn cancel into V-trigger, is it safe on block? It is safe on block. The reason why it's safer on block than it was before is because his V-trigger cancels faster than Season 1. So his V-trigger cancels a lot faster and recovers a lot faster than his Season 1 V-trigger. So a lot of people don't know that. That's what makes him plus now on a lot of attacks, because his V-trigger isn't that slow anymore, so he's able to do that now. So that makes him plus after that, so you have to guess. That's the problem with Birdie. He has more offense in Season 2, but his defense game got nerfed basically, and they're bringing back his defense game but nerfing his offense game. So they're never gonna make him too strong or too weak. They're always gonna make him a decent character. You know, he's viable. Does take a lot of reads and risks as well. So he's good. He's just not great. But he's always gonna be a good character. He's not gonna be a great character. Alright. Another thing go over is any frame trap after the crouch and medium punch. Like a lot of F.A.N.G players, they go for smoke. They go for EX smoke after certain attacks. Sorry about the sirens outside. Ambulance outside. Alright. Alright, like stuff like that. So you can EX that, you can't bullhorn. You can bullhorn the regular smoke if he tries to cancel to regular smoke to try to just bait you into, you know, hitting him, and then, you know, he gets a counter off of the smoke and stuff like that. Alright. Oh. Which one did I do it to? I did it 5, right? No? No. Yeah, I did. I think I did 5. Alright. No? What the hell did I do it to? I forgot. I'm about to do it to another one. Alright. Alright. Alright, so right there, it's a little different. So from max range, if he hits you with that, you can armor. From max range though, so it's a little hard to just predict that. Alright. It's a little hard to just armor it right away. You don't really know if he's... Because depending on the ranges, it won't work. So if you try to do it too close to him, the armor won't go through. Yeah, if you do it too close to him, the armor won't go through. But from that range, obviously it'll work, because just one smoke bolt will hit you. Or a poison bolt will hit you. I want to go over another thing. So his EX, you know, dash or whatever on wake up, it is grabbable, like really grabbable, anywhere in between it. So if you don't know that, then I'm going to show you that right now. So you try to wake up and do, you know, that just in general, you could grab it. Any range you could grab it. Very grabbable. It's really grabbable. It's just really bad. Yeah. It's obviously you know, hit invincible, but to grabs is not. Yeah, sometimes I autocorrect it, but very rarely I'll autocorrect. And then, like, it's you can kind of do that. If you think he's gonna try to do that, you can do that. Yeah. Cause you're tempted to go for the command grab, and you just punish him basically. Yeah, it's a good tactic just to like get that pressure back on him. If you get the confirm, then you can just go into headbutt. If you don't get the confirm, then you go into heavy punch. Now you can link crouch and medium punch. If you melee the crouch and light kick, you can link crouch in medium. When you meet it, it's a little weird timing. The immediate crouch and medium punch. Alright. It's not plus even if you immediate, just letting you know that. So if you immediate crouch and medium punch on block, it's not safe. It's still minus. But the block sounds a little weird, like the bullhorn. So, and it's hard to just react right away too. So it's kind of weird. Alright, what else to go over with this? What else? Okay, you can't sweep F.A.N.G because he can sweep you back. That's nothing you can't do against F.A.N.G. Let's wake up. So you can't. Oh, that's the jab. Alright. Cannot sweep F.A.N.G. At any distance, you can't sweep F.A.N.G. Because he can punish you for sweeping. His sweep is very punishable too, so yeah. Either way, I don't think it's that punishable where you could do like heavy kick or something. Oh, you can, okay. Okay, yeah. So if you like, so I've had a F.A.N.G do that sometimes, like they'll do sweep like right in front of me, cause they're really trying to get that that catch on like a back dash or something, or walking back. Or if they have V trigger, get ready for them to drop sometimes, cause sometimes when they have V trigger, I had F.A.N.Gs drop their V trigger. But I want to do a heavy kick because it's too hard to just like react with that. So I just go for it. You know, instinctively I go for that. Alright. So you gotta be very careful with that. But it is, you can't sweep him because he can punish your sweep with his sweep. And then you can cancel the V trigger, crouch and medium punch, the hands into the super, the Sotoja. I'm not sure if the range will not connect with the super, but he still can punish you pretty heavily if he has V trigger. Forgot what I put here. Same thing? Okay. That is weird. Alright, so I believe that's most of it. It's just... yeah, you mainly want to build the V trigger. Okay, yeah, go over the V trigger against frame traps. Alright, so either way, in that frame trap you can interrupt it obviously, but against this frame trap, at least if you're in V trigger, it's just easier to be able to like armor stuff and just do certain things. Oh, so that's what I changed it to. Okay, let me go back to the alright, so you see how you have to use without V trigger if you want to armor. If you want to armor, you would have to use the all punches, or you can use 2 punches so you're still able to tech, but if you're using a controller like me, it's a little harder to tech while you're holding medium punch and heavy punch. It's a little harder too. It's a little hard to tech. Alright. I don't think hold on. Yeah, you can't do that. I just set up wrong. Oh, it's because I got on a hit, that's why. Alright. That's why the timing's a little off. Yeah, but okay, yeah, there we go. Alright. Thing about holding all punches, you can't tech when you hold all punches. That's the problem. That's why you have to use 2 buttons. But it's still hard to tech a grab while you're holding medium punch and heavy punch. It's still a little hard to be able to tech while you're doing that. Like, there are options you could use. Yeah, it's hard though, it's really hard. It's definitely something they have to practice a lot. Like, I have to hold my controller a certain way to armor with the 2 buttons. It's very hard. But you can do it. It's obviously doable. It's not like it's not. So you can obviously do stuff with it. Or you just do like medium. You do heavy kick and medium kick if you don't. Yeah. It's still hard to tech though. Either way, it's still hard to tech a grab while you're holding those 2. Even those 2 is still hard to tech. Because when you're holding that, you're away from the grab button, so you gotta be very careful. So everything is a read. That's the problem. There's no like crazy options like you can use to get away from it. I'll say the easier option is medium punch, heavy punch, and then trying to tech while doing that. I'm setting up to tech a grab, or to tech and just to grab me in general. I'm setting up to grab me, so you see what happens. Alright. See if that worked. Okay, yeah. Alright. Yeah, okay. This. Since I move back a little bit, it's a little harder. F.A.N.G aren't gonna really use it after the jab. They're mainly gonna use it after the heavy kick. And this, because it's a little harder to, you know, to predict that. Yeah, it's a little harder. Alright. Oh, what the? That's weird. So it's a little hard to be able to do that stuff, but it just takes practice, honestly, and you'll be good. Besides that, like, don't really gotta worry too much against the matchup. It's just dealing with the F.A.N.G pressure. And building your V trigger does help, and reversing F.A.N.G does help. I'm not gonna lie, that is useful as well. In certain times, because reversal does nullify a lot of his cheap stuff. Like for example, his something I didn't talk about yet is this button right here. So that's +2 on block, and it's very cheap because you have to guess if he's gonna grab you or he's gonna jab you, shimmy you. You have 3 options after that, so you have to be very careful. To get out of that, you can obviously just reversal him right away, and he's done. Yeah. You know, reversal F.A.N.G is effective as well. You still can put in work without having V-trigger. That's the thing. You're still viable against F.A.N.G without V-trigger. It just makes it easier to armor. That's it. That's mainly it. Still viable against F.A.N.G. Still good against him. If he hits you really far, then you don't have to worry about grab at all. If he hits you really far, you know, you got plus range, but his grab length isn't that long, you know, to a point where he's able to grab from a crazy range. He should, since he's really tall and lanky character, but he doesn't, so you don't gotta worry about that. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. I should probably go over what to do against his super. Yeah. So his super's a little weird. How to chase it down and stuff. It's a little weird. It's a weird attack. Yeah, cause it starts a little later, so yeah, it beats out your attack, which kind of sucks. Yeah. Yeah, it beats out your attack. Yeah. So you have to respect it. You have to predict it coming out. That he has a good crit guard. I'm not gonna lie, he does have a pretty good crit guard. I mean, you could like backdash maybe sometimes. Good. But it's still hard, yeah. Oh, you can throw up chain. Oh, he's invincible, yeah. I've up chained him before though. Yeah. It's a little hard chasing him down, or you could just block and then throw your chain. That works too. Yeah, if you block, you can punish it by doing that. Or you chase them down in general. Need to do that. You can't jump at him. Do that too. Catch him on his way down, you can do that. So there's a couple options. You can't do anything crazy to him, but you can do something. It's either if you block or you jump over. You jump over, you can't really do too much. You plan like to jump over. Go ahead and set up. still a little hard, yeah. Okay, so you have to like jump pretty early. You have to dash up and chase him down. You have to, okay, you have to dash up and then wait for him to come down. My goodness. I'm not being patient enough. Alright, there we go. Alright. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you have any questions on the video. I know this video is pretty long, but I want to make sure I got, you know, everything. You know, I hope you guys understand this matchup as much as you can through this video. And hope you guys like the video. And like, subscribe for more videos. That I am out. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.